The Obamas stole the show last night. Last night was that night that if you are a party of Trump voter, you should be nervous. Because if she shows up on Thursday, Kamala Harris shows up on Thursday and delivers the way most people think she'll deliver, that crowd in Milwaukee last night should terrify you. Because I don't know how many people, and I know we have a lot of conservatives on this show who probably didn't pay attention. The Democratic National Convention, Chicago, Illinois. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz' appearance at Pfizer Forum, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 90 minutes up the freeway. Pfizer Forum was full last night. Sold out for an appearance from Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. A watch party. And then you go to the United Center, and by the time the main acts took the stage, packed. Michelle Obama's speech was everything that you wanted. And you look at this crowd in Milwaukee.
Place is packed, bro. Like, look at that place.
And again, my conservative friends, that's a larger crowd than the RNC had there. And you start looking at
the announcement of the delegation and the rules and procedures of this convention.
You look at this roll
Oklahoma, 43 votes, President Trump.
This is the same building.
West Virginia.
This building right here where you see the entire upper deck and all of these seats that are empty in the foreground just above that graphic. It's tough to debate.
Yeah.
It's tough to debate.
Oh, and I thought, the big difference I saw was the energy. The RNC was like dead. I mean, the
RNC for the roll call was just dead.
Like the RNC had good energy like over the course of the days, but I felt like the roll call, there was like, it was very clear what was happening last night at the DNC, which was, hey, we're going to do a lot of energy. We're going to, allow everyone to have fun.
Celebrities, famous people, a DJ on stage.
Now, again, the RNC had celebrities, had some people, but I guess, I don't know. Am I hating by saying I felt like the DNC had more energy? I mean,
But here's the difference. You see this tape.
The announcement of the delegation and the rules and procedures of this convention.
You see this tape right here.
Oklahoma, 43 votes, President Trump.
And then you go to this tape.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here tonight to officially nominate Kamala Harris for president.
4 hours before the Obamas spoke. And look how many people are in that building.
Hey, everybody get your hands up. Now, say, we're not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back.
I mean, it's you guys, it's tough. This is a problem. This is a problem for Donald Trump and the party of Trump. You now have, I think, again, and I know I say this every day, you've got to refocus and get on message now. Because you're going to all of these battleground states. And I think he's in Arizona today. You're going to all these battleground states. And there's no energy. You can't have J.D. Vance talking ever for any reason, but certainly not in front of 180-something people.
It's not a good look.
Refocus. J.D. Vance should only be seen standing next to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the energy. He's the figurehead. He's the guy that people turn out for. You can't have J.D. Vance talking to a couple hundred people. Right? And, one of the things that I would tell the Trump campaign, if I were an advisor of theirs, if you want to be in these big arenas, smaller seating areas. Do not put wide angle cameras at a Trump rally if that place is not full to the gills. Don't do it. Do not do it. And I know that they are now hesitant to do shows outside. The Trump campaign, according to reports, is a little hesitant. And if he is outside, they're going to surround him with bulletproof glass, which is going to be awkward. But I think that if you're going to be outside, build a smaller venue. It is this crowd size thing that Barack Obama joked about again last night.
Right.
This crowd size thing, you got to let that go, man. Because Donald Trump has got to get back to shows. His rallies used to be these wildly energetic, entertainment events. And it's turned into 2 hours or 90 minutes of Donald Trump mumbling and talking about 2016 and insulting Kamala Harris because she's a woman and she's not qualified to be president because of birther issues.
Mm-hmm.
And you just can't do that. Go and get her on the economy. Go and get her on immigration. Go and get her on crime. Right? Like J.D. Vance doing interviews about the crime in Chicago. Please, God, somebody, if you're a Republican, stop fucking putting Pete Buttigieg on Fox News.
Bro.
He got you again, and you put him on with a guy that nobody knows, and he kicked your ass again. Again. And what did he beat you on? The immigrant crime wave. The immigrant crime wave that you just can't back up with facts. And so what does Pete Buttigieg do? He rolls out facts on you, and you look dumb. Stop putting Mayor Pete on Fox News. You know what I mean? Like we talk about it every day on this show. I don't understand what Fox and the Trump campaign are doing.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand the strategy. What is the goal? What how do you think that this is going to help you?
It's crazy.
Gain those votes that you obviously want to gain. And that's where I struggle because,
man,
again, watching both of these conventions, you have a situation where the Democrats, again, I'm not saying that it's better just on its face. What I'm saying is that they had more energy. It felt more positive. It felt more like just sort of joyous, I guess. Whereas the RNC specifically during the roll call, but there were a lot of times where I felt like, man, like it's kind of just like, I don't know, dead is probably strong, but it just doesn't feel
they're
like
lacking energy.
Yeah, like it just doesn't feel energetic.
I just am telling you that you look at some of these polling numbers, and you start to understand. I was looking at a poll this morning, and the funny thing is, did anybody see the Donald Trump poll on Truth Social? So Donald Trump puts a poll out on Truth Social. Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, Kennedy, other. Should anybody be concerned that RFK got 13% of that vote on his Truth? Donald Trump put a poll out on his Truth Social account. He got like 71%. RFK got, I think, 12.3% of that poll. Is nobody worried about that? Like that should concern you. That should concern you. You've got to bring him in. And there's talk about it now, but you've got to get RFK to endorse Donald Trump. I think that is a must.
Thing.
That is a must. It has to happen. But you start looking at the power that Obama carries. Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, you don't have to like them, but you can't deny that's a power couple.
Aura.
That is a power couple. And I think it is really interesting that I am surprised that Barack Obama came out so passionately to endorse Kamala Harris. I'm really surprised by it.
Why do you say?
Because that's not ever been his style. He didn't even do that for Joe Biden. And his endorsement was ringing. Their savagery on Donald Trump lit Twitter on fire last night. You look at all the trending topics, that Obama speech, and I don't know if it's still trending this morning. I have to imagine it is. But you look at Barack Obama and you look at the poll that cat has. Dude, you're in a tough spot because Barack Obama's got real pull, and if he does in fact wind up on the campaign trail, yeah, it is absolutely trending. Michelle Obama, I think, probably was the biggest winner last night. And you look at the way that crowd. That building, Pfizer Forum in Milwaukee.
Well, that was the flex. I feel like a lot of people, and Fox was talking about it too. So it's not just CNN or any of the Democratic leaning networks. Like like there's real conversation about the fact that they had 2 buildings sold out last night for the event in that evening, if you will. I mean, that's what is that? Close to 60,000 people, probably 55,000
between the two.
Yeah, between the two, something like that. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't want to get into people are all pissed off and red ass with us about it, but it's just hard to deny the clear difference between the two.
We'll see. It is undoubted that Barack Obama, I think, is still the most powerful figure in the Democratic Party. And you never hear from the guy. I mean, you never, ever hear from him. And you get into these situations, and here he comes, and he's been an invisible guy for the past 3 years. And now all of a sudden the guy's out here flexing, and Michelle's out here flexing, and it's meaningful.
Yeah,
it is. And I'm not, don't get me wrong. And I see all the comments like Alpha Buckeye, who I think is a only Trump guy. He's surprised Obama supports Kamala Harris. That's not what I said. That's not at all what I said. What I said was, I am really surprised that he came out that vehemently in support of her, because that's not been his MO. His MO has been to quietly support in the background, fundraise. Hey, I'll call some donors. Hey, you do not see Barack Obama making stump speeches for candidates. You do not see Barack Obama talking. You do not see Michelle and Barack Obama on the same stage in the same night, roundly and loudly supporting a candidate.
And going after Trump the way they did.
It's just not how he has operated. He has been very much, and I think he's talked about this when he left the White House. He essentially said, "That's it, I'm done." Like they were not willing participants in the last 7 years, and they certainly were not this out front on Joe Biden's campaign. I think there's no doubt about that, and I think if we look at the 7 states that are going to control the outcome of this election, I do not see Kamala Harris winning Pennsylvania. I mean, I think she's going to win Minnesota. The Democrats always win Minnesota. I think she's got a pretty commanding lead right now in Wisconsin. She's leading in Michigan. But again, I think she's got to find a way to win Georgia and North Carolina. Because I think she's going to win California, Nevada, and Arizona. She's got to find a way to win North Carolina and Georgia. Because I think that Ohio and Pennsylvania are going to be very tough, although Tim Walz, clearly his numbers helped him in the Midwest. So,
yeah,
it's going to be interesting. Tomorrow night is the biggest night of that woman's career. Kamala Harris has to deliver tomorrow night without question. Good to chat you guys up. Appreciate you being here. The Monty Show, as always, presented by The Advocates, theadvocates.com. Best injury attorneys in the business. Chat with an injury attorney live online 24/7, 365 at theadvocates.com. If you're not dead until tomorrow, Jake.
Say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.